right to not use the challenge. He's got to be so careful as a coach. There are probably so many plays throughout a game.
And I noticed this from yesterday's game, but we're gonna be watching again, and there might be some trouble, but hold on. Oh, then there's trouble. Oh, something good. Oh, no good. I seen it.
Look at Mabry. She's got a scar on one side, scratch on one side of her face, a scratch on the other side. It's not for the game today. I asked her about it. She's always in the mix. There's a lot of contact here. There's a scrape across the face. That's what Clark didn't like. When Mabry came in with a bump.
Mabry's day is almost assuredly going to be done. But both teams have done a nice job of trying to de-escalate.
Well, the call should have been made early. There was clearly a foul there. Based on what we experienced in the first half, we know there was an extra shove in the first quarter. So there's clearly that's a foul.
It's contact to the face as well. It'd be interesting to know if they're going to look at that first one for a flagrant
Where?
foul. There was an impact, but there
No,
wasn't
we
one
don't.
that followed through. But there was a direct hit to the eye of Clark, and then just a totally unnecessary body bump by Marina Mabry as the two sides have
Calling right now.
seemingly got it under control and separated to their ends. So a lot to look at here for the officials. Here's the on vote.
Scrape across the face.
Well, Clark's saying, you already hit me in the eye. Can you give me a moment here of space?
And then Mabry just takes her out. This shouldn't take long.
Ashley Gloss, Jenna Renault, and Montha Burns are your three officials.
I mean, it was chippy in the first half. There was a point in the game where, look, every team's going to be physical with Indiana. It's part of the game plan.
The good news is it does appear as if Clark is okay from the headshots. So we'll see if they're going to look at that.
As we watch this from yesterday's night's game, we have also determined and
refs are communicating, referencing Mabry in Boston. I think the refs, we are relaying their conversation. I think they're talking about Howard, unless there was something we couldn't see there.
Boston's not involved. Howard went to grab Mabry to stop and de-escalate.
The officiating crew continues to take a look here. It's almost assuredly going to be bad news for Connecticut. The question is how bad. It was just a common foul called on Clark.
There's a common foul on J.C. Sheldon.
Excuse me, yes. That's called a common foul.
Right there. And then now it's a dead ball.
You know what, if I'm Clark here, you've hit me in the head already. Why are you in my airspace as I'm trying to get up from hitting me in the face? And I get that there's a whole lot more that has gone into this. This is a game. This is, what, 6 years of those two going back and forth.
I mean, they're two competitors. It just, the foul should have been called earlier. In that particular play.
We'll continue to take a look here. We will continue to wait. This has been a lengthy review process. Numerous different aspects and areas to look at on the floor. I think the only thing that's clear cut to me is what's going to happen with Marina Mabry. What do they view on that secondary contact there with Clark and Sheldon? And is there anything to upgrade on the initial foul on my fourth turn. By the way, we're keeping tabs on that game in New York. If the Fever win and the Liberty win, then the Fever will represent the East in the Commissioner's Cup Championship. If Atlanta wins in New York, then it'll be Atlanta who advances. Right now, the Dream have a 64-51 lead over the Liberty. That was a game with Jonquel Jones. I believe I saw she was probable to return here today. And Jones has played 18 minutes, although has just 5 points.
You know, they got to adjudicate the push between Sheldon and Clark as well. Those could be technical fouls plus the Mabry. So I think there's more than just Mabry here.
Yeah. I think that's probably what has taken the most time. The Mabry is pretty clear cut.
Well, it's an F1 or an F2. See what degree they feel it escalated to.
Unnecessary and excessive is the verbiage in the rulebook for F2, flavor 2. That is the ejection.
So here's the foul right here. So whistle's blown, dead ball.
Randy Frazee got one.
Altercation here, which we had in the first half, which was not called a technical, and then Mabry comes in.
I mean, to me, if you are writing the rulebook and looking for examples to cite, that is by definition unnecessary and excessive. And perhaps even category of suspension. I mean, there's just nothing basketball about it.
No.
We can sort of hear here, there's technicals and flagrants coming. Unfortunately, so the Sheldon foul is a flagrant. Clark has a technical. Mabry has a technical. Charles has a technical. Wow, is Mabry going to stay in this game? That's hard to believe. What do you have to do to get ejected? If sprinting over and knocking a player to the ground in a dead ball situation doesn't get you ejected, what does it take to get ejected?
As much as I love Marina Mabry as a player, I think that was a really poor decision by her. I do think that warrants ejection. And you're right. That's a clear definition of it. Uncalled for, unnecessary, excessive, unsafe.
I don't know how you can look at that and say what Caitlin Clark and J.C. Sheldon did after the fact is anywhere near equal to anything Marina Mabry did. That was in a completely different class of foul. So Clark is shooting. Those are the flagrants. This is where we could use the microphone. We don't have the ability to get Michelle to talk to us on it. That was the flagrant, and then I think the difference between the technical.
Right, because there are some cancellation out on the first two technicals, and then Tina Charles will be the third technical, I'm assuming.
So Clark 3 for 3 from the line. Now Rashid Nezion wants in on this.
Now who's tougher here, mentally and physically?
Olsen